Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, it's 𝗙𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗃. Thank you for coming. As always, for the subscribers, thank you so much for the love and the support. I really appreciate it. In today's video, guys, this is something that a lot of people don't speak about. Like, it's mostly about us as African people when we go into the Western world, I would say. Watch this clip with me, come back, and let's talk about it.
This is how I found out I was in a room full of white illegal immigrants in Cape Town. I went to this, I was looking for a house and I wanted a house of a specific amount of money. When you go over a certain income bracket, it becomes special. It's like they have to set things up like you're a very special person and everything. And that jazz. First you get vetted, your finances get vetted, and then after that the big wigs, start meeting with you before you even look for a house. I kept meeting these big wigs one at a time, and then eventually there was some sort of like a conference and they all came. Real estate agents, blah blah blah, you name it, because the house I was looking for, it wasn't for me, it was for a friend, and it was very expensive. I was acting as proxy, and South Africa just doesn't have that kind of real estate. I don't have that kind of money, but my friend does. Anyway, about 30 something real estate agents took me to lunch because they were going to scour literally the whole of the Western Cape for such a house, right? It's my opinion that my friend is going to have to build such a house, right? Anyway, I asked a question. There was this chandelier at the restaurant, and it apparently was done by a white South African female who is a total celebrity. I thought it was the ugliest thing on God's green earth. I thought, oh my God, this thing is so ugly, right? So I kept looking at it. Then I said, okay, South Africans, tell me why you all think this is great art. Because art is cultural, right? I said, so tell me why you all think this is great art. The chandelier was done by a white South African woman. The room was full of white people. And in my head, they were all white South African, right? So I asked the whole room, somebody come and explain to me what makes this artist so great from your cultural perspective so that I can understand this junk right here that you are telling me costs about 230,000 rand and it's only one a piece. I mean, I am buying that junk. But anyway, that's exactly what I was saying. Then there was silence in the room because there was no Afrikaner in that room. And there was no English South African in that room. There was absolute silence. And then eventually, one woman who I knew for a fact because she told me herself, which was trying to be friends, one woman who said, I came to South Africa 7 months ago on holiday from England and I never went back. I told my husband I'm not coming back. I'm on a visitor's visa. And my husband has had to follow me. So we are on visitors' visas, but we are just having a good time and we are just going to stay. She said, well, she tried to explain it, but she couldn't because she doesn't understand white South African culture. So I said to her, why are you explaining this to me anyway? You're not South African. Then she said, well, nobody in this room is South African. We all just came on holiday and stayed. And everybody laughed. Like literally everybody laughed. So I turned around and I said, is this true? And they said, yeah. You just come in with the visitor's visa. They never bother you about your driver's license and your particulars. None of them had South African IDs. But guess what? They were wheeling and dealing in millions of US dollars in that room. And none of that money was going to the South African government, but the assets being traded were all 100% South African. That is theft in hundreds of millions of rands. That's when I collected these stories. And then, like, the length of time I was in Cape Town, I literally met about 5 real white South Africans. 5. The rest are illegal, and the rest are stripping South Africa of its assets and taking it back to Italy, England, Portugal. Those were the 3 major ones, but I'm sure there are more. So yeah, I really do think my ancestors' people are concentrating on the wrong illegal aliens.
Today's video is sponsored by 𝗙𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗍. It's an online virtual app. If you're looking for a side business for yourself, this is a place for you. You are able to put your products on this platform. It lets you also be able to sell new or slightly used items locally at any destination that you are located in. This is your app and it's very easy and convenient. All you have to do is go on your Google Play Store, your Apple Store, type in 𝗙𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗍. It has a social media kind of feel to it. It gives me a sense of comfort and security that I'm able to see the kinds of people I am buying from or selling to. The most important part about this app is the market, where you are able to list your product as well as see other people's products. This is my favorite part. After listing your product, 𝗙𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗍 gives you full control of your own earnings and transactions. You are able to have conversations with the buyer or the seller in your own terms. You don't have to worry about any fees. You are just fully in control of your own earnings. It offers you an in-person transaction where you are able to meet with the buyer and set your prices as well and pay yourselves in person if you wish to. It's also very easy to find the things that you're looking for on the platform. I'll put the link in the description. Make sure to check it out. Recommend it to your friends and family as well as to yourselves. Download it, try it out. Come back and let me know in your feedback about what you thought about the platform. Thank you so much 𝗙𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗍 for sponsoring this video. When you look at these kinds of conversations, you ask yourself, why are South African people so much towards like the other African people and saying Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Kenyans or other African countries are not allowed to be in South Africa? Because apparently when we go to South Africa, we take their jobs, we take up the space, and that we are illegal, we are not even allowed to be in that country, it's not part of us. And it's just crazy that now you see these kind of stories and you get to find out there's a lot of also illegal white people. Like this lady said, they didn't want to stay in the country. They just wanted to come and enjoy. They were just having fun and vacation, which I find kind of crazy. No African person can ever go to Europe or America, honestly, guys. And they just stay there for fun. And they're even allowed to work on this visa. You don't find it anywhere. You cannot find it anywhere. And it's more crazy that they were so confident, because also when I went to Dubai, this is one thing that I actually understood. If you are white in particular, you didn't have to do a lot of driving tests. You could just go and tell them you're from England, for example, and yeah, they just give you your car and you're free to drive, because apparently you are from the first world country, you know how to drive. And now it is the same thing that these people came to South Africa, and because it is the most dominated place with white people in the African continent, I think it is an easy way for them to come and disguise themselves in the country. And I don't think people walk around asking, yeah, you're a white person, do you have IDs, do you have documents, do you have this? I don't think people do that. But if you are a black person, I'm pretty sure you get asked a lot of those things, especially if you go to places. That's something we've made so normal that if you are an African in the West, you are probably very illegal, and it's like a normal thing now. Because now I'm thinking to my head, I've never thought of illegal white people in anywhere. around the African continent, because to me, I always thought, yeah, they have the money, they can access things, they can afford things. And so it brings in the questions, are South Africans really mad at the right people? Because this lady clearly says the house she was looking for was in the high-end places, meaning it's only people who knew big people were able to access those places. And here we are, we have these white people. One is 7 months in, but is going to deal in something that brings in millions of rands, millions of dollars, and they don't even want to stay in the country. They just want to do it as part-time because they are on this visa. They just want to enjoy the life. They can just go do a deal. Someone comes, they go do the deal, sign papers, they get their coin, and enjoy South Africa. And there you are as a South African, you're crying over a Nigerian, over Ugandan, that they're taking up your space. That's hilarious to me, that we feel more hate towards us, and it doesn't even make sense. Like, guys, it doesn't make sense. This brought up something I never thought of: illegal white people in Africa. Like, wow. Yeah, the world is really changing. And also because African leaders are trying to step up their game, like the president of Burkina Faso, what he's doing for Burkina Faso, and some other African leaders, the things they are trying to change are not benefiting mostly the West. So people are running away from the Western countries, wanting to come to where the future is, which is clearly Africa. And now it makes sense that if you are a white person, the only place you can go and disguise yourself really, where you will not be asked a lot of questions, is South Africa, where there is majority of the white people. The way and the amount of videos I see of South Africans saying other African people, like people of Zimbabwe, are a problem in South Africa, or Nigerians, you may think they don't have illegal people. Like, you may think other African people are the ones coming to take the money away from South Africa. You have these people coming in on these visas, and they are dealing in millions of money, high-end, and you hear complaining about other Africans. Make it make sense. You cannot make this up, guys. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's wild. That's really wild. No. Oh my God. Guys, let me know what you think about this. Also, don't forget to check out at PM Model. The link will be in the description below. Check it out. Let me know what you think about the app and what you think about the experience. That's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.